Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Monday, September 6, and we'll just be looking at the bullish count, and we'll be looking at it in two different ways. I'm not convinced that we're in a bullish market at this particular point in time. There's still possibility of a bearish move, but the bias is definitely towards the bullish side, especially when we're looking at markets like Total and markets that are taking out the previous high over here for this. So this is one way of counting it, with wave 4 being here, and looking at this as wave 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 and 5. And there are a lot of markets that can be counted as 5 waves up there, like Total was one of them. And secondly, there's markets that have got this as the low, so there's a good case for both, and I think that we need to work both with this. So this is one here. So in this case here, we would see this move tracking 5 waves from this low up to wherever those 5 waves take us. So that would be one important thing, and at that point we can either come back for a classic trading levels pattern, which would be the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the ABC pattern from that particular point. So it would look like this. We've got the arrival, we've got the reaction, we're in this move coming up through here now, and we'll count these 5 waves. So when we get to the top here, we'll just be cautious about what occurs after that. Now, it will either come back, to the wave 4 of one lesser degree, or it may just sit squarely on top of the 50,000 and move up from that point, depending on its structure. So we'll just need to track the intraday pattern at that particular point in time. The 4-hour chart here's got the other count on it, which you shouldn't be new to. That we've been working this one as well. And this is a series of 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and then that means that we should see this explode very strongly to the upside here. So I mean, it's looking okay so far. So we'll just keep an eye on that, but we need to count this on the intraday basis. So let's go, and I'll go straight to the tick chart and to the chase here. One of the other important points here is that this 53,000, the 50,000 is a major level, as you know, and then we've got group 1 above, 1, 2 and 3 that make up minor group 1. If we get support on minor group 1, that will take us to the 55 at that point. Also, normally too, that if we get a tested support on the 53 or on the number 3 or the top of group 1, whatever you want to call it, then we don't come back to this point. So that's something else we could look at. I mean, from this point here, maybe we need to look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here, and then wave 3 and 4 here, and going up for 5 and topping here, and then doing that. So there's a few things that we need to be a little bit mindful of, but also too, we don't want to miss the opportunity that this market can just continue to the upside either. So just on the tick chart and just drilling into this little area through here, we'll just need to bring in some more data. So picking it up from this one here, I haven't fully updated it, but wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then we looked at wave 1 here and wave 2 here. Possible to have wave 3 and 4 here, but yeah, and then building up from this point here, this is the point where I moved back in because I realized that it would be bullish at that point, but we don't need to go back over that. So we can count 5 waves up here for 1 and 2. And we pulled back quite nicely to where we wanted to, so that's always healthy. And this little 5 waves here, it's a little bit wonky, but you can see it in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we can pop that there. I haven't really explored wave 2, just haven't had the time for that, but it looks a little bit wave 4-ish to me, but it's done all the right things. It's pulled back to where it should be pulling back to roughly, so into that 50-60% zone here, whichever may be the low here for this. That may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to that point, and ABC to that point too. So that's possible to have just let me consider. I'll need to mull that over, so I'll just put that there too, just until I mull it. But I can see from here that we've got wave 1 and 2 and a nice third wave moving up here, the third of the third. So this still needs to be like 1 and 2 here, just doing this roughly 3, 4 and 5 here just for the third wave, and then there'll be the fourth wave. So this is where we need to be a little bit this, for it to be bullish, we want that number there to be the support. So we'd look for a classic trading levels pattern, something, like this. And then up there, and we'll see another one here as well, and it starts working them that way. But if it's going to be really bullish, well, then it's not going to, don't expect it to be this large here, but it has migrated from being resistance to support over here. And yeah, so this is roughly the count here for this, so we can just pop that in there. Obviously we'll need to adjust a few things at that point. That will be wave 3. We'll need a wave 4 back here at that point, so I shouldn't just, well, I'll put that there. That will be in there somewhere, probably be a bit lower really. Yeah, so that's it. I just do want to go back for a second. So if we go back to the 4-hour chart, I just want to get that date there as well. I didn't check that. That's roughly the 20th of July. What I want to have a look at is this market here, which is the tether, the dominant. So this will be doing the opposite thing to Bitcoin. And when was that? Yeah, so that was that's the 20th of July there, that top, right? So that's that one there. So I've kind of preferred this being the low here for Bitcoin. So this tether doing the opposite here. The thing about this, and I'll need to do some more work on this. It looks a little bit rough where I put the labeling because I put it on a 1-hour chart, but I'm on the 4-hour chart here because it's just a little bit cleaner. But what I wanted to say here, and I'll need to do some more work on this, and I will. So from the top here, I can count down as wave 1 here and 2 there. And then the length, I'm looking for a longer wave 3, or at least this would be down to the 2.5 would be the equality for wave 3. So I guess what I'm saying here is that, and I'll need to re-investigate Bitcoin as well, but we've only got 3 waves down here as 1 and 2 and 3 here. So we still need 4 and 5 to go down for this. So I think that's sort of interesting, but we will do some more work on this, and we'll bring this into the fold a little bit further. Still needs to go down there. But yeah, we should be able to sort of, this should help us with Bitcoin a bit more, so we'll bring this into the fold. Okay, so I just want to have a quick look at Ethereum. I'm not going to go into it in depth because we've got charts for that, but wave 3 and 4 and going up for wave 5 here in terms of 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and we're looking at all of this being the 3, 4, 5. So we're looking for a classic trading levels pattern here. So we don't have it yet. We have part of it. We have the arrival, the reaction. We don't have the first high above the level. We don't have the ABC pattern here yet, but just letting you know, that we're going to be spending time here for this one. That's all. Alrighty, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.